to our magnetic, memorable, and trusted show. And today I have two very, very special guests, and we're here in Beverly Hills. We are here with America's favorite dermatologist, Dr. Tess Mauricio. And of course, international male model, and I believe the holder of a #1 title of some songs. And he's going to tell the music in Latin America, and he's going to tell you more about that. And also the founder of Gangsters of Luxury.
Yeah.
And Shawn Pereira.
Hello. How are you?
All right, so this is just going to be a very conversational interview. We're here at M Beauty by Dr. Tess here on Brighton Way in Beverly Hills, and I know that you just finished a beautiful procedure with Shawn. But before that, Dr. Tess, can you just tell everyone what you do and then what is your tip?
My goal is to really help people out there, look and feel their very best, to live their fullest lives. And what I do, of course, as a cosmetic dermatologist is I have all these amazing tools, technologies, applying my artistry, expertise, applying all of that so that we can maybe reverse the signs of aging on the skin. I can shape the body, I also do regenerative stem cell therapy to feel great on the inside. And all of those tools are really just to help my patients feel their best, do what they want to do, be happy, go for their dreams. And that's what makes me tick, is to see the transformation on the outside, but more importantly, what it's doing on the inside.
Wow. And we feel it.
Yeah, we feel it. And I've known Dr. Tess for, a few months now, actually, and I am just so impressed by how she's able to balance her life, and that's the main thing, too. And she's very balanced. She's a beautiful wife to a beautiful husband, and mother to 2 beautiful children, and at the same time, she's America's favorite dermatologist for a reason, and we're going to dive deeper into that shortly, because I really have so many questions about that. She's an innovator, inventor, formulator, everything, she's just brilliant. And with us right now is Mr. Shawn Pereira, whom I just met today, but oh my gosh, our immediate meeting, I'm talking about magnetic, this man is magnetic, all right? So tell us what you're up to and a little bit about you.
Sure. So I've been modeling probably since 1991, which is about the same time I've been with my wife now, who's in the other room, getting her treatment too. And from that, travel the world, been all over the place, been in it's the luxury world, but it's really the fashion world as well. And listen, we don't live luxuriously all the time, but we are around and included in a world that is super luxurious and ready to wear, exciting things that people want to have on and live a lifestyle in. So from that, obviously comes skin. Your hair, which I'm growing out now because these guys want me to. They made me look younger around, so I figured I might as well grow my hair out too. And from that, so a lot of times music is involved. So now with the music, I have for 38 weeks I've been in the Latin American charts, which is basically like Kiss FM here. They don't play it; they play like 1 or 2 Latin American songs. They mostly play American music. So I've been #1 8 weeks in a row, and in the top 10 38 weeks in a row. And now I'm about to release my first American release. So from that, my friend that has the hair care product was like, "Listen, you got to go see Dr. Tess. She's gonna fix your face, fix your face." I'm like, "What's wrong with my face? I don't understand." But as you go through the process, you learn what's wrong with your face and what you can do better, and how things can be more. I would probably best describe it as elevating the quality of your life. How do you do that? We all want to be a better version of ourselves in every way. So why wouldn't you take care of yourself internally, externally, spiritually, mentally, and physically?
Yes.
So I think that's kind of why. The bugs that we are attracted to a certain light. We're all attracted to a certain light, and this is the light that we all have been found ourselves in. And in weeks time, sometimes years time, but in this case, and usually in my cases, it happens pretty fast that you find the bugs that are most like you, which would be human beings in our world. But we're attracted to similar light, right?
Yes.
So we're going to find ourselves around the world and in scenarios, situations, and experiences that all are attracted to a certain type of light. So hence why I'm here.
I love it. And of course, I'm sure our audience who are watching now on YouTube, all around social media, all around the world, they're going to be Googling both your names. I'm going to put a link here for both your names, right? So tell us the title of your songs again.
So the song that's been #1 is called Love Is. The new song is called Rush. So from that song, I've now been going to virtually I've been going to Las Vegas with the kids that are the DJs in XS and the new clubs out there, and we've been bouncing back tracks. So I do the lyrical side and the vocal side, and they write the musical side of it for the dance tracks. So they're 20, 22, 24, and
cool.
I'm. But when you're in the club, no one cares in the club. They're dancing and enjoying it. So right. So that would be the next job.
That's my job. That's my job.
Hey, you look starting to get the job.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. I think that's one of the best part of my job is really, meeting my patients and finding out who they are. And many of them are amazing. They're making a huge difference in the world.
Right.
And and we have like minds, right? And kindred spirits in trying to enjoy life. Balance. He has an amazing marriage. He's a beautiful son. So. But we want to kind of share positivity, and we want to help people with whatever gifts we were given, right? To spread that to the world.
And so, you want to amplify that. You want to be able to let everybody else know that, guess what, we're here to enjoy it with everyone.
Exactly.
It's not about just for there's no party standing there alone in the corner with your bottle or whatever you want to have. It's much more fun and exciting to share it and to celebrate it with other people that are as interested in sustaining life as you are, you know what I mean, and we are, and I think that's kind of the thought that needs to be out there is that, listen, there's so many people that are hungry to love life and be around others that do the same. So when you invite it, I believe that energy just kind of finds itself and everybody becomes more attracted to it, aware of it, and then you have no choice but to go, oh my gosh, I didn't even know, but then realistically, if you think about it, you did know. But it just was a matter of
your tribe. You attract your tribe. Just
right. What do they say? Your vibe attracts your tribe.
You vibe your tribe. That's right. And if you're here with me, and I'm just speaking on my behalf, on your behalf, that this energy that's going on in this circle right now is it's vibrating at a very high frequency. I tell you that.
It's not drugs. It's not.
It's not. It's all natural.
It's all natural.
And I think it's because both of them really have that intention, like I said, to make a difference. Well, our show is magnetic, memorable show, but it's really magnetized, monetized if they choose to, and then make a difference, and that's what it's all about. So, Dr. Tess, please tell us, because I've seen you on QVC, the Doctor Show, right? Rachel Ray, Dr. Oz, and other mainstream shows. So tell us about how you got started with that.
It's one of those things where a lot of technology companies would give me technology, and one of the gifts that I have is to be able to kind of think about how we can use technology, like science, and then apply it on the patients to get amazing results. And so there was an opportunity to actually educate the general public. I'm huge on education, as you know. We have Empower workshops, and I educate doctors, I educate the general public as well, and had an opportunity to go on the Rachel Ray show to use one of the first, cutting-edge radio frequency technologies that I helped develop, pioneer, and teach. And I actually treated Rachel on her show. And so that's how it got started. And I guess I'm nice enough. I can memorize lines. I can deliver. It. No, a lot of people say it's very hard to find doctors that can communicate. The information that's basic science, technology, and then talk to the general population. And I didn't even understand that then, and so that's why they say, you talk like you can really explain it and you can relate to the general public. And so that's kind of how it got started, and I feel very, very blessed. I've had an amazing adventure. I always say life is an adventure.
Sure.
Meeting Shawn, meeting you, it's part of my adventure. And really, I just tell people, you try to be a blessing to someone every day.
And you live that.
I would say it's an approachability factor too, right?
Yes.
You have to, as luxurious as you want to be or whatever you want to be in life, there has to be an approachability factor where people actually say, wow, I actually feel like I can talk to that person, and they would understand what I'm going through skin-wise, personally, and how to, again, enhance the quality of that for me. And so I really think it's just about it's like talking to your friend, and maybe just better. Right. So I really appreciate that in a human being, but also in a doctor and someone that you are entrusting your beauty to.
I have one this guy. He's being modest. Like, he's been on the cover of Men's Fitness magazine.
Oh my God!
He's like, polo. Ralph Lauren, Tag Heuer. I mean,
Oh
this
my
guy.
God.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
And
It took me a while, but I did it.
And I love that he's so humble. It's so, very humble. And one thing I was going to ask you about
Sure.
is because you mentioned all this, kind of seemingly stuffy things in your past
Sure,
or in your
sure.
present, like the GQ or whatever.
Sure.
Yet you have that openness, the approachability, and I want to hear more about the gangsters of luxury.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. So from being around all these people in life, I feel that the word gangster is sometimes put into different connotations, but to me, it really means someone that reaches outside the limits of what was possible, what was reachable, what was attainable at the time. So a gangster is just someone that really kind of goes for it. So and it's kind of a fun, sexy word as well, but to be a gangster, and I'm sure everybody in their own way wants to be either a gangster of fitness, luxury, whatever it is in life. You kind of want to have that kind of, it's an edge, it puts an edge on you being that's what
I didn't get the memo.
And luxury really is just a state of mind. It's really just, in today's world, luxury really is more of an experience rather than something tangible in your hand. And I think we're seeing that in well, they call them millennials. Everybody says that word, but again, it's the kids that were born in the 80s and the 90s, and even us that really, truly, if you can, we can all buy it and have it and do it, but to actually experience it is a very different thing. And if you can experience it in a way that feels like when you walked away, something changed. Something, you opened up something inside of you, you became a better version of yourself for some reason, that you can go back and share that rather than just seeing the, Chanel signs or the Tag Heuer signs. That we can all see that, but I want to know the story. I like to tell the story of why do you do this? Why do you do what you do? Why do I do what I do? Because then you have a better understanding of who they are, and that, listen, nobody luxurious started out luxurious. We all worked hard, we did what we had to do, and you have the hopes that people appreciate what you love and what you're doing, and then it becomes a luxury brand. It's not that it is that initially, and I don't even know that anybody's image of luxury when you start is more than, I would really like to be able to spread this word to the world and have them become, again, better versions of themselves and our message and their message and that synergy. So I don't know that luxury is anything more than that. And, gangsters of luxury is nothing more than someone that went outside the limits to help you become a better version of yourself in some way, shape, or form that they were doing already for themselves that translated to the rest of the world.
And I think that's what it is. It exudes them. It doesn't matter, like you said, it's not about the
From the symbol.
Right.
It's really from
awareness.
Snootiness, nobody wants to talk to
Exactly. Approachability.
Right.
So which leads you to the next question.
Sure.
It's all about magnetism, and
Sure.
you two definitely magnetism. So do you have any? Is it intentional for you to wake up in the morning and I'm going to come from that place of approachability or exuding that? Is it intentional, and what do you do to do that? To vibrate that when you start your day?
I'll let you go first. That's an interesting question.
Yes. Well, I think for me, I'm just always coming from a place of gratefulness. I've had, physically, I know, and I've written this in my book, California's Total Beauty, that definitely the inner and outer beauty are so interconnected that, I even for my own physical transformation, I look in the mirror in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, my skin looks great. That gives you a smile, and then knowing that, okay, I'm going to be able to gift that to my patients. That kind of perks me up. Driving to Beverly Hills from San Diego, it's like a 3-hour, thing, and that's like going to drain you. But just knowing that you have that to share, that really helps energize me. The other thing, like I said, is I just feel so grateful. Like you said, I have a wonderful husband, I have an amazing family, and even that alone, that is enough. But so everything else I always look at as a bonus. And I feel like, God has given me gifts so that I can share it to others. And so I'm almost like, I always tell people, I feel like it's like my own ministry. And I come from a whole line of, ministers.
We didn't know that.
That is my ministry, is to spread, the positive. And I think, sometimes some of the physical transformation, I always tell people it's beyond vanity. It's not about vanity. It really does impact the way we feel about ourselves.
I'll take care of it.
Be willing to go for, how courageous we will be. And, it really sometimes starts off allowing us that is a, you're getting rid of the blocks. Sometimes there are physical blocks, whether it be a kid with acne or those with acne scars, or someone who feels they're going to be discriminated because they look old, and are tired and all of that. And when you fix those are easy fixes.
Yes.
I feel like you're better able to really put out your message out there.
I love that.
I feel it's the similar light is that we know the why, but we don't exactly know how we're going to get it done, but you know you're going to do it.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the most important things is that you don't wake up knowing. You
Yes.
have no clue. You know what you want to do and what you envision yourself and the environment that you want to live in, that you want to see for other people. But again, the how, I think all of us just kind of go, I don't know, but I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to do it.
Just show up.
Yeah,
And it just comes,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
But I think experience, life has taught you about so many lessons, right? And then there's series of all these triumphs and like failures and victories and stuff. Can you remember just one main, I call it the pain in your life that has developed this process for you to show up the way you show up and helping others through the journey? I always say we go through darkness so we can guide others into the light.
Absolutely.
So can you remember?
Well, I would speak it apropos to this whole thing was my skin. I had the worst skin as a kid. I was told that's the girl you should date. That's what you're going to be. I would be the kid that would actually, and she would tell me not to do this, but I would scald my face in 104 degree as hot as you could water so that your entire face looked red because you had all the pimples and you went to school and I turned it into being a 4-sport letterman and I turned it into almost a 4.0 grade point average because I didn't want to just rely on that negative feeling of God, I just don't like my skin. And I've learned to you don't make fun of, I just don't know how to make fun of anybody anymore. Like I lost all of those things that would make you any less humble than I am now. I want to be humble and hungry all the time because of those things. And I really feel that is that's a catalyst to understanding that, wow, okay, I went through it so I can actually understand what you're doing and what you're going through. It doesn't have to be skin, it can be anything in life. But you understand the struggle and the resolve. There is a resolve at some place you're going to resolve it through your alternative options or by healing whatever that scenario was. There's going to be a way, especially if you have that in you. I'm not going to say that everybody will do that, but I would hope that everybody would see and be able to want to achieve that for themselves. And I really think that it just speaks to overcoming and adapting and adjusting to whatever life is. It's going to throw something at you. It may be beautiful, but it may throw something else at you.
And then you don't know how to deal with it, right? So it really helped you build empathy.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And then
Internally and externally, it really actually allowed you to understand that, wow, okay, cool. Well, it's going to be whatever it is. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be something different for everyone. But we can all relate in the light of, okay, I went through something similar but different, but I can understand what you're going through to get to the next level of awareness, really. How do you become aware of the fact that we can all change and grow and fix? We can fix so many things. And naturally, you don't have to fix it.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's really beautiful.
I know that.
I know. I learned something very
Well, listen, here's the worst part. I'll tell you in 2 seconds. My worst part was when I went to Milan. So I went as ready to go model. And I had the Crystal Light commercial here, and I thought, okay, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I showed up. 9 agencies the very first day, all said no. And so, no, we're not looking for you, we're not looking for you, looking for you. And so I decided to be my own agent. But on the very last one, I forgot and left my backpack in the cab because it left too quick with all the money I had and my passport in. And so I'm sitting there, and the woman that I went to see, Maricel, which was one of the biggest agencies, she was in Paris, and they kept calling it Parigi, which in Italian means Paris. And I'm like, I don't know what Parigi is. So because I have almost a photograph of Mary, I remember the number of the cab on the side. But it made me reflect for those 2 hours. The guy came by, threw the bag out with my book and my money and my passport in it. And I was fine, and I just was like, okay, take a deep breath, calm down. Nothing is what you think it's going to be. It's going to be what you create.
Yes.
It's going to be what you create and how you approach and how you adapt to all these scenarios. Because who knew that it was the women's runway shows and everybody was already on?
Oh my goodness.
My agent here did not know that.
Wow.
And it was September. I'm like, okay, so I got to sit here for a month and a half.
Wow.
But you learn to adapt and adjust.
And manifest your own miracle.
The only other, what's your option? To go home? You don't want to go home? I wasn't going home.
Wow.
So there's so many things in life that nobody knows, and it's nice to reveal all the stories.
Yes.
I like to tell that story. Because that's what's inspiring. It's not that, hey, look at my,
Yeah.
no one cares
Well,
about
you share the story, but eventually look at the
Sure.
right? It's like an intro to,
We'll get to that in a moment. Yeah. But it's nice to know the person. You want to feel connected. I think connected, right?
Yeah.
Connected is how we became, and connected is what makes you trust.
Amen.
Connected is what makes you grow.
Yes.
And it's what makes you evolve into the next, level of what you want to be. And what everybody else wants to be. And you help each other along the way, because if you respect that, I really think if I can respect you for what you want to do, I would imagine you could probably, return the favor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. All
Cool
this,
guy.
I know. I'm like jaw like. So Dr. Tess, tell us about something that.
Well, it's like being an immigrant, right?
Oh yeah, I can relate to that.
You know how that goes. And
Yeah.
we started our immigrant journey. There's 6 of us, and we were in a tiny little cockroach and rat infested apartment. And I was the oldest.
Where were you?
And we're in East San Diego.
Oh, wow, okay.
On 35th Street, and it's like I was the oldest. My parents both had to go to work, so I took care. I was the caretaker for my siblings, and it's just one of those things where I really focused, and I said, we're not gonna stay here in this place. This is not where we belong. And my mom would tell us that too. This is just a temporary place.
Right.
And so, but high school, I was just like focused, and I was working through high school, I was taking care of my siblings, and working, getting straight A's, valedictorian, and I'm like, I gotta get a scholarship because my parents have no money, and somehow I was able to manifest it, and I got into Stanford Med School, and
Only
I didn't go to college.
so those kind of things, like the ability to multitask.
Right.
The things that you think was so hard and horrible, but in the end, when I think back, it's like people ask me, how do you manage so many things? Like I was able to, I would go to school, and then I had all my activities. So I was editor-in-chief, I was ROTC battalion commander, I was like valedictorian in high school, taking care, I know. I was actually #1 female sharpshooter.
Oh my God!
Watch out.
That's a pretty badass. Now it's so hard.
I didn't think we got our leather jackets.
Darn.
I was offered a full scholarship, Air Force scholarship.
Oh, wow, okay.
But those things, and now I'm like, it was like, it seems so natural for me to be able to do so many things, multitask, and then also keep, with my family. As you know,
Exactly.
and Judy, my 3 younger siblings all helped me kind of build this thing. We're all still together. We're still taking care of each other. We trust each other, and we just know that we're there for each other. And so I think that to me, things that happen. Now I realize, and thinking back, like you said, there's failures, there's successes.
Right.
Whenever I think back of all the things that you think are the worst things, or the people who were mean to you, or
Sure,
the people who bring you down, they're meant to be there, so that
Sure.
we can grow, we can learn, we can prepare ourselves for when the right time comes.
Yes.
And
Do you think that adversity and diversity is why you were so driven? Because of the two? Yeah.
Yes, I believe it now, and that's why whenever there's bad things that happen, or there's nothing that's really bad, but there's just opportunity to grow, or maybe God is kind of leading you another way.
It's a training.
Sure.
It's a training ground.
Yeah, you're not meant to be there. You're meant to be somewhere else.
Exactly.
Cool.
Wow, that's beautiful. With your stories.
I love it. I love it. I love learning. You learn, you really do learn a lot.
So we're gonna keep this short because I know
Yeah,
people
sure.
are gonna want to find
Is
out
that
about
short?
both of you.
Yeah.
Well, you both of you.
Short for me.
I can go on and on for days.
But
with
then
both
there
of
are
you.
people waiting for
Oh,
me.
that's
Exactly. I see people
work to do.
we're in the lobby area here. So is there new projects, websites that you would
Oh
like
my
to
God.
promote?
You're gonna be-
Yeah, we're about to launch an entire kind of whole circumferenced environment of health, beauty, life, strategy, just resourcefulness, purpose, from everything from our Life Source retreats and retreats we're doing in Tulum to parties that we're doing here that celebrate. It's all about celebrating, life really and purpose and putting those two things together. So yeah, no, there's quite a bit up and coming and we'll be probably all over the world, quite shortly. But again, the message is always the luxury is life. It really is. The luxury is really life, right? And so how do we make that experience for everybody the best that it can possibly be? Whether we're all on, like Deepak Chopra says, we're all on death row, but how long can we sustain that? What's our stay of reprieve, right? How long can we live? And how enjoyable can we make that while we're here? Because everybody behind us is going to only expand by how nice and how connected we bring the world together to say, listen, you guys, if we all celebrated together, it would be so much better than fighting each other.
Oh, I love that.
So there's lots of,
It's exciting.
Lots and
Just
lots.
follow us on Facebook.
Sure.
Shawn Pereira,
Yeah.
Tess Mauricio. I'm on Instagram as well.
She's like, oh my gosh.
It's like a full-time job, but hopefully someone is watching.
She's a multitasker.
I told them, I was like, just taking a lot of time. Hopefully someone's actually watching.
Are you kidding me? Someone's really watching you all the time.
And beauty clinic, it's all over. We have 2 offices in San Diego. We have a Glendale office and we have a Beverly Hills office. And just, again, it's just all about being our very best every day. And I said, again, I teach this to my kids. Like, 1, be a blessing to others, and 2, do and be your very best every day. Because like I said, we don't know when that end is, when it's done, but you just also don't want to have, regrets.
Yeah. And incorporating all of that, the beauty, the mental, physical, spiritual beauty, all of that has to be
holistic.
the balance of it, and the awareness of what it all means and doesn't mean at the same time.
Ooh, I like that.
You know what I mean?
It means and doesn't mean. That's the critical piece there.
Emma's going to go with us.
I will.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're the speaker. I'm going
We'll see you all in Tulum. We'll be doing another interview shortly.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
Remember, life is luxury, and they don't have to have bespoke suits to experience
Not at all.
luxury, right?
No, it's the experience of life. That's the luxury.
Luxury is within.
Right.
Although it helps to, also
That definitely helps.
to the right person who really understands you from within.
Correct.
Thank you both of you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you.